Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the call. So, I know, right? Market was so volatile, and so, right, there was a bloodbath last 2 to 3 days. Most of the 401k accounts are nearly down by 30-35%. Most of the stocks went down, indices went down. So, everybody are in a panic situation, right? Because suddenly within 2-3 days, so much of drop. So, nobody anticipated this much big drop, right? We anticipated, but we did not expect this much drop. So most of us, first thing is we need to understand why even we need to take time to learn all these things because most of you already know the job market is getting tougher day by day. So it is difficult if we depend on one single income because of AI evolution or because of over experience in IT and there is no growth in the jobs or right even though you are still working but there is no growth, right? Even keeping the job itself is getting difficult. We know how expenses are going up, inflation, your house insurance, your car insurance, your medical insurance, health insurance, right? Salaries are not going up, your billing rates are not going up, but your travel cost, right? If you have to travel to India or travel within US, the travel flights are getting more and more expensive, right? Earlier, domestic flight we used to get for $100, 150. Now even from to travel from Texas to California, Texas to New Jersey, New York, you have to spend nearly $500-600 even for a domestic ticket. Kids' college expenses are going up by nearly 10% on average every year. So there are so many things, and even if nothing is happening, also we want to always grow in the life. We want to make something better, give a better life to our family, to our kids. So we all want to look for other ways to create additional income. So that is where this session or will help you to understand how we can do that. So we all know about this, we all heard about this, but we all, most of us, right, 95% of the time we do the opposite. Whenever market, right, suddenly you see that real estate is going up in Austin, Dallas, all your friends bought it, then you will be the last one or you will be last but one to buy it. Immediately we buy it, it will start dropping. Or we always try to, when things are going up, when it is so much in demand, when market is at so boom at the top, we buy and then it will start dropping. So that's where this is very, very important for everyone. And whenever market is dropping, that is where we shy out, right? We try to go out from the market conditions. We try to completely do the opposite things. Whereas big market players do in one way, we try to do as a retail traders, as a retail community, we try to completely do the opposite. When my Tesla is in 400, 500, we want to buy. But if Tesla comes to 200, we don't, right? We will avoid buying it. We feel like, oh, it may go further down, it may go further down. So this is one fundamental rule each of us need to remember because I know most of you, right? You feel like, oh, why I invested, or but you need to remember that this is one success formula which everyone need to remember. Be fearful when others are greedy, right? If you see if Warren Buffett took out all his money 1 month, 1.5 months before, because he saw that markets are overbought in daily, weekly time frames, right? Even in some of our previous sessions, also we discussed that our T5 is at the top on weekly, on daily. We may see some drop, but yeah, we didn't expect this soon. We expected there might be some drop around April time frame, but it happened much early and it happened much more than right, much quicker, much bigger drop. But if you can remember this rule, be greedy when others are fearful, be fearful when others are greedy, will be mostly successful. So now if you look at the greed and fear index, right, by the CNN, you can see that now we are at nearly 4, right? This is extreme fear, right? This is a ranking between 0 to 100, where 0 to 25 is extreme fear, 25 to 50 is in a fear situation, 50 to 55 is like neutral, 55 to 75 is greed, 75 to 100 is extreme greed. That means where markets are completely at overbought levels at the top. So generally, we try to buy between that 70 to 100 levels as a retail traders. and whenever suddenly market drops, we sell at an extreme fear level. Whereas the big companies completely do the opposite. They buy at a extreme fear levels, they sell at a extreme greed levels. So we need to always, because those are the companies which make money 90% of the time, right? Those big companies, JP Morgans or Bank of Americas or BlackRock, right? All those big companies, they put millions or trillions of dollars and they make huge money. So we need to follow them. We need to buy when they are buying. We need to sell when they are selling. So now we are at a level four, right? Again, I'm not telling that tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, you go and buy it, but there is a great opportunity now. There is a great opportunity now where it can give us some great opportunities. This is the time we have to be in the market, right? This is not the time you have to stop looking at the market, think like market is dropping. But this is the best time, right? Recession or fear, when there is a lot of fear in the market, that is the right time to get into the market. When there is a lot of greed, when the markets are at top, that is the right time to exit or take profits. So if you see one strategy, right? I'm going to explain you three different strategies for this market conditions. One strategy is investing into some ETFs or some good company stocks, right? What do you mean by ETF? It is you are not just investing into one stock, but you are investing into a bunch of stocks, right? For example, SOXL. It is like a semiconductor ETF, right? It is a bunch of if AMD, Nvidia, Qualcomm, right? Micron. If all those stocks start going up, then the then your SOX also will go up. If suddenly one stock drops, but other five stocks go up, still you will make profits with the ETF, right? If you are investing instead of risking in only one stock, because you never know, there can be some manipulation, there can be some bad news about SMCI, right? If you are investing only into SMCI, if it drops, then all your capital is stuck. But if you are investing into ETF, your risk is minimal in the same way TQQ, right? Or SMH. So there are multiple ETFs which can give huge gains. So, for example, right, in November 2022, we saw a similar situation, right? We have a service where we provide long-term stocks. Whenever we see them at a proper, right, trend line support in a weekly or in a monthly, that is where we can buy for long term, right? For example, Tesla at $165, we bought in 22, right? It moved nearly 200% from 160 to into 480, $500. CVNA at $606 for good for long term. Mara at 6.4, right at 3.9, Snap at $8, SOXL at 7.6, PQQ below $19, Amazon at $90, Google at $90, right? Meta at $89, Nvidia, uh, right? It was at 170, it moved. So all these stocks moved for thousand, right? So you know how CVNA moved, right? You can watch like if I go to CVNA, or most of those stocks. So if you see CVNA, right, or I can go to weekly time frame, right? This is somewhere where our T5 they started giving a green, right? We got a price plus buy. Then stock all the way from nearly $6, $7. It went all the way to like nearly 280, $290. It went all the way to the top. So from $6 to 290, right? Again, I'm not saying that we may hold until all $290. But even if you waited from $6 to $60, $6 to $100, also that's a we can maximum lose 100%. But sometimes you may make 1000%, 1500%. One stock growth can give you huge money, right? If you see Meta. So again, right, because all these facts are in the charts, right? We cannot hide it. I can show you like, right, if you go here, long term, RC stocks long term. So you will see all those examples, right? Where whenever we are at a weekly support or monthly support, right? Apple or Nvidia, Meta, so many examples, right? If you see AMD, SOXL, adding SOXL at 12.2, right, at 6.4. Yeah, right. Everything may not be right. LCID, we took a loss. But 85 to 90% of stocks made 1000%, 2000%, 3000, right? 10,000%, like Kava. Such type of examples. So we should, so this is the best time to wait for opportunities, right? Again, I'm not telling that tomorrow we should go and buy. We have to wait for the reversal. Whenever you see a reversal, if we invest into those stocks, that can make huge money. When market is already up, if we go and buy, we are taking a risk. But when market drops, that is where, right, whenever you have a deal for Thanksgiving, it's something, right, you are getting a discount of 80% on some TV, 80% on, right, on some clothes or something. We are ready to wait for hours together in the shops. We are ready to buy them. But when stocks give a good discount, right, the same stock which was trading at uh, $500, now if it is trading at $100, we will not buy that, right? We will wait for it to go up to 400, then we will buy it. So that is the problem with our retail trader community, where we will never take these opportunities. We'll always try to wait for that extreme great situation, then we buy. When there is extreme fear, we'll will be fearful, will not take the advantage of those opportunities. So there are hundreds of examples like this, where we Meta from $89, it went to 600, $700. Nvidia from 140, it went to, right, you know how much again, this is before the split. After split, it went to nearly. So this is number one strategy, where, right, maybe next week, maybe on Wednesday, Thursday, sometime we may get some good opportunities, right? We may see another 1 2 days of drop, right? For example, let us take one example so you will understand. If you see SOXL, right, you can see that how it moved from $6, it went all the way till, right, it went all the way till $70, right? From a bottom, it went all the way to the premium, and you have your resistance, right? Your trend line resistance here. Your price pulse gave a sell signal. So you can see, right, how right, this went all the way to the top. The T5 gave a sell signal. Your price pulse gave a sell signal. Then from nearly $65, it went all the way down to, right now it is around $8. So if I go to daily and see, you can tell me like, where do you think there can be reversal? So now it came all the way to the bottom. So where do you think the big companies are waiting to buy? Right? At which price people may try to start buying this, or where there can be a reversal for SOXL. Right, exactly. At around $7, big companies are. So whenever price comes here, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll start again, it may start reversing back. Right? If you see this one, it came all the way to the bottom. Right? If you see this one, this came all the way, right? Went all the way to the top, came to the bottom, did some, tried to go up. Sellers again brought it down, tried to go up, again sellers brought it down. So now it is somewhere close to the bottom, right? Maybe in next 3 4 days, we may, if it comes to $7, that's a huge opportunity. We may take some nice profits. So again, right, if you want to invest for next 1 year, that $7 may become $20, $30, $40. That's a 300 400% growth on your investment. Right? That's what happened, right? So that's what you can see what happened in 2022. If you go to 2022, right, price came all the way here, $6. Right? If you go to US equities and search for it, when it came here, I told the same thing, right? SOXL, because all the big companies for AI, whatever it is, they need the chip stocks. That means your Nvidia, AMD, they will not become zero. And when they start bouncing back, you will see a nice, huge profit, right? From $6, it went all the way to, right? It went all the way to $70. So that is nearly within 2 years, that is a 600, 700, more than 1000% growth. So maximum, if you invest $1,000 in SYXL, 1000 in TQQ, 1000 in some good ETFs, SMH, like that. Even if we lose 1000 in one of the ETFs, if one stock can give 1000%, right? Because maximum you can lose is 100%. But how much you can gain, there is no limit. CVNA from $6, it went to $280. That is nearly, maybe, right, not even 1000%. It is much more growth. So that is what we need to remember, that these are the situations where we have to take advantage instead of going away from the market thinking that this market is always bad, this market is always crook. We need to understand that when there is a lot of fear in the market, that is the best time. We need to see when these big companies are ready to buy, right? If I go and check for TQQ, uh, where do you think TQQ can reverse? Right? TQQ is basically like your tech stocks, ETF for tech stocks. If all tech stocks start moving up, then TQQ will move up. So you are not just depending on Tesla or something. You are depending on a combination of multiple stocks. So around 31, $32. So next 2, 3 days, still if there is a drop, maybe next 3 days, 4 days, we may see a reversal. So around 31, $32 if you buy it. So again, you can see how TQQ moved, right? In 2022, it came all the way to nearly, right, from $16, right? Around this time frame, I gave a buy signal in the long-term stocks. Okay, now you go and invest it. So from $16, because that is where the big company started buying. From $16, it went all the way to, right, nearly $86. Right? That is where again T5 gave a sell signal, your T55 gave a sell signal. That is that is where it started dropping. So here you can see big companies are doing a 390 million sell orders. They started selling, you got a price pulse sell, it started dropping, and from nearly that price point, it came all the way here. So this is where you can see 31, $32. There is a huge buy block. So that is a good, right? If you want to buy 100 stocks, 200 stocks, buy 50 stocks here. If it drops here, buy another 50. Or you see that it starts going up, then you buy another 50, right? Whenever it comes here, we can buy 50. If it drops further, you buy another 50 here, or you see that price came here, started reversing, because 753 million means if one company or two companies are buying, there will be a lot more companies which will, when price comes here, immediately there will be a reversal. So that is where the, there can be a huge potential. So you are trying to get it a 90% discount, 80% discount, right? We all love deals, right? You want to get the best out of for your buck. So Instead of buying something at 80, 85, if you are getting a PQQ is one of the most valuable ETF in the market. If we can take that advantage, next 1 year you will have a 200% growth. So that is one most important thing. So same thing you can do for anything, right? You want Nvidia, you can see like over Nvidia, $2.63 billion at around $80. So if price comes here, that's a great opportunity to buy some Nvidia stocks. Or you can do bull put spread, right? You can sell puts, cash secured puts. If price drops further, right, you are collecting by selling the 80 put or 78 put or something. If further drops, right, if it goes up, you can keep all that money for yourself. If it drops further, you are getting very good quality stock, right? Because you are doing a 70, 80 put, you are selling a 80 put, and you are collecting $3, $4 premium. Then you are buying Nvidia stock, which was trading at around, right, just before few weeks, it was trading around $160. Now you are getting that at 80 or $75. Within next few months, you will see a nice growth. So like that, always try to buy when the big companies are buying, try to sell when the big companies are selling. So if big companies are selling here, you can also sell at the same time. If big companies are buying, right, you book the profits here, or you buy the puts, long-term puts. So this is your trend line resistance. This is where you give a PP sell. This is where you see. So again, right, if you want to do long-term investing, you look in a higher time frames. If you want to do day trading, we look in a smaller time frame. So it is telling that momentum is bearish, money flow is bearish, trend is bearish. You have everything which tells you when to buy, when to sell for your investing purpose. So this is number one strategy. When everybody is in fear, that is the right time to buy. When everybody is greedy, right time to sell. You are somewhere nearly close to the zero, right? Maybe next 1 2 days, we may be somewhere at zero, or we may be at one. So, right, we'll share you in the long term channel. We'll tell you when to buy, when to sell. So that is a great opportunity which can give, right? Do you want to buy CVN at $6, which moved to 250 to $60? Do you want to buy Tesla 160 to 480? Right? Amazon 90 to 140, 150, Google 90 to 140, 150. So many, right? SOXL from 7.6, it moved to 78, $80. So Meta from $89 to $600. So that is the strategy one, right? Right, I hope you all are getting it. Right? We can accumulate, yeah, good stock, right? One is ETFs. Number one is ETFs. Number two is some good stocks like Amazon, Google, because those are the companies which will, once market starts moving up, ESNQ, SPY, QQQ, then immediately the best companies will be the first ones where the big companies will put lot of money. Immediately they will bounce, right? Apple, all those things. So yeah, RJTI, quantum also will move, but why, right? When you have the number one stocks like Netflix, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Google, those are the first ones which will bounce back. So why to take risk on some second level stocks or third level stocks where you can put the same money on big company stocks and make a nice growth, right? If you cannot put in Tesla, you can always buy TSLL, right? Which is only, if you see TSLL, that is only $7, right? From here, it went all the way to $40. There was a huge sell order block. From 40, it came all the way down. So where do you think it can bounce back? Right? It came all the way down. So here you can see around $7, 6.97. There is a huge 237 million buy order block. So you can buy some 100, 500 TSLL here. Then we may see a bounce back. So it came here, tried to go up, trying to do a double bottom, doing a, right, retesting the support one more time, and there is a possibility it can go up again. So, right, if you cannot afford Nvidia, you can always go to NVDL, right? You can buy the ETF. which is nearly 2x. So if Nvidia makes $1 profit, Nvidia will make $2 profit. But you have to wait for the right time to buy it. If you cannot buy coin, you buy CONL. So you have ETFs for every stock. If you cannot buy Amazon, you can buy Amazon ETF. They will make nearly double the price. So now this one from nearly CONL from nearly $60, right? $70. It came to $11. And you can see that there's a 1.72 million, which is not huge, but there is a 2.5 million. So if it comes here, then that's a good opportunity, right? It came nearly all the way to the bottom, right? Here you can see that it came all the way to the bottom. So that means there are many stocks which can be bottomed out in next 2 or 3 days. And then there can be a huge potential for us to make some nice gains in the long run, right? Again, you are not looking for a day trade, or right, when you are looking at a daily, weekly, you need to have a lot of patience, right? You are buying it in your 401k accounts, your IRA accounts, or you should not touch that long-term portfolio. Even if it drops another 5%, 10%, you should not get worried. You can always, right, do dollar cost averaging. Okay, if it you buy 50 here, you buy another 50 here, right? If it drops further or it starts going up, you buy another 50. Don't look at the chart every day and see, oh, my CONL is not going up, my TSLL is not going up. This is for your kids' college education, for your kids' marriage, for your retirement planning, right? We need 25 to 30 years of retirement planning, where we don't make income, where our health expenses will be much more, where we cannot depend on the kids. So this is for such type of growth where whenever we have these opportunities, we will not take them. Whenever it goes up, you feel like, oh, I missed a great opportunity. Everybody, you think like, oh, I should have invested in COVID time. But whenever you get that opportunity again, you feel, oh, it may drop further. I won't buy it. Suddenly it goes up, right? Market will never, nobody can exactly know what is the bottom. But minimum, you know that, oh, big companies, if big companies like JP Morgan or Bank of America, they are buying 1.5, 2.5 million stocks here. That means there is a high chance of reversal. So you should never try to time the market, but your time in the market is important, right? You should invest your time in the market, see when it is reversing, then buy at those levels, right? When market is close to the premium zone, when big companies are selling, you also sell, right? Whether you watch daily, weekly, that is where your investing, right? When you are trading, you may use 5 minutes, 15 minutes for your day trading. But when you are investing in your 401ks, investing in your IRA accounts, you always look at higher time frames. Based on the higher time frames, if higher time frame you see a big sell block, that means that is the time you buy the puts or you take the profits on your stocks and you wait for the next opportunity again. I hope that is clear for everyone. So you can take the advantage. There will be a lot of great opportunities. Again, after 2, 3 months, 6 months, you feel like, oh, that was a great opportunity. That auto tariff situation, out of trade war situation. I missed that great opportunity. So I should have bought that. So again, these tools will help you to take those decisions in a right way. So we are ready to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in market, but when we have great tools, we don't want to take the advantage of them. We feel like, oh, that is too much of money, right? The tool is clearly telling where it can go up, where it can reverse, where it can start dropping. So, right, that is number one strategy. I hope that is clear for everyone, right? Is it clear? Is it making sense? Why we need to take such opportunities? Why, right? Why these stocks moved 500%, 1,000%, 2,000%, 3,000%, 10,000% from their lows? Right? That is where the difference between the retail traders and the big companies. They buy here, they sell here. Whereas we buy here, we sell here because of margins or right margin calls, whatever it is. We buy when price is at so high, we buy it. It starts dropping, we wait. Either margin calls will hit or we feel like lot of fear, we sell here. We take a huge loss, we sell. We have to just do the opposite. We have to just follow the big companies who are successful in the market. We need to follow them. We need to buy along with them. We need to sell along with them, right? If not exactly with them, but minimum, if they are buying here, we let us buy here. If they are ready to sell somewhere here, we can sell somewhere here, right? Then that is where we can build wealth. Otherwise, we will be always doing the opposite side. We will be always losing. So ETFs means they can be SOXL, TQQ, SMH, or they can be CONL, it can be TSLL, such type, right? For stocks, all for every stock you have ETF. For Amazon you have ETF. For Coin you have ETF. For Tesla you have ETF. For Nvidia you have ETF, which will give you 2x, 3x profits compared to the normal stock, right? Profit or loss. If you take it right time, you will make double the profit, triple the profit. If you take it wrong time, you will make double the loss, triple the loss. So that is one very important strategy in this market scenario. The second strategy what you can follow during this time is there is something called as earnings play, right? The earnings generally will not get impacted because of this market condition, right? Even though your ESC is at overbought or NQ is at overbought, whatever it is, earnings means basically these big companies, right? All these publicly listed companies need to report their financials every 3 months. So they have to show how much revenue they made, what is the earnings per share, what is the future guidance, all those things. So you are you are not holding stocks for a long time here. You are basically looking at different charts and then you are buying the calls, doing bull puts, buying the puts. Just before earnings day, you do that. Next day morning, you take the profits. So if you see last 2 weeks, nearly out of 20 alerts, we took loss on Chewy and Lulu. That also would have made profits if you waited, but nearly other 18 trades, we made profits. Right? Just that is only your holding for one day. So again, if you take overall entire March, April, January, we made 85% of the profits in overall earning trades. So, right, again, you can, yeah, if you want, I can take you to earnings channel. So if you see here, right, just at the end of the day, so for example, here you get a before, right, around 2:30, right, after 3 o'clock you have earnings. Then you will receive that, okay, LWM 57.555 bull put and collect $150. MSM 8085 bear call for 417, collect $150. Like that, you will receive the alert, and next day morning you can collect the profits. MSM 8085 bear call, right? LW 57.555 bull put, CAG 29 put, we sold puts. So 85 to 90% of the time using our indicators, we can predict what can be the direction after the earnings. Right? Again, there is no strategy, there is nothing which will work 100% of the time. Right? There is always one or two exceptions. But out of 10 trades, if you can make 8 trades successful, will be green at the end of, right? Again, you have to risk the similar amount, right? You should not, after 2 3 wins, if you put all the money in one trade, suddenly that trade goes wrong, we'll be at a risk. But if we can take advantage and use a similar exactly same amount in all the trades, then we'll be right, because some trades will make 100%, 200%, 500%, 1000%. Some trades we may lose 100%. But overall, if we can make 80 85% success, that's a nice gains. So every week, right? Again, the earning season is starting from this, right? Every 3 months, it is a process. It is a cycle. It will never stop, right? Again, Monday we have levies, then right, with some more companies, some yeah, airline companies, CarMax, and then from Friday, whenever you see the banks, that is where the new earning season is starting. So you have BlackRock, you have Wells Fargo, you have BNY, Morgan Stanley. So, however, is the market, if these companies report good earnings, immediately next day you will see a nice bounce. If the companies report bad earnings, you will see a drop. So again, using our indicators, 80 to 85% of the time, we are predicting the right direction. So again, we have an Excel sheet where we So this is right, entire last week. Nearly RCAT, we sold RCAT 6 put. We collected $62, 100% profit. PVH, we did a bear call, $300. We made full profit. CGNT, we sold 10 puts, collected 200. So again, right, nobody can lie these things because you can always go back. You can go and check these charts. How, what, before the earnings, how they were, after earnings, how they moved. So MSM, LW. So for right in this week, 100%, 100%, 100%. So only two losses out of this many trades. Like that for every week, right? Yeah, this week we had three or four losses, nearly 10 profits. So on average, 80%, 85% we are making. So irrespective of how the market is, based on the earnings, there can be a nice move overnight, right? You are not holding the trade for weeks together, days together. Suddenly, some market reverses, something happens, then we may have a big risk. But here, we are taking a trade. If the after close means after 3 p.m., they report the earnings. This is before 8:30 a.m. They report the earnings, right? Before open means before 8:30 a.m. they report the earnings. So if we can take trades from 2:30 to 3 for these companies, next day morning, 8:30 to 9, maybe out of 5, we may make profits on 3 or 4. One may make 100% loss, one may make 100%, one may make 50%, one may make 200%, 300%. Like that, overall, at the end of the week, end of the month, you'll be green, irrespective of how the market is. So that is another strategy. This is the another because we don't know when the river, right? Whether the Wednesday FOMC, there can be a reversal. Thursday, we have some more CPA report, there can be a reversal. But until that time, instead of buying some stocks or ETFs, if you can focus on earnings and take the trades, right, there is a nice potential, right? For example, let us look at Delta Airlines. You have to tell me what do you think can happen to Delta Airlines. So Delta Airlines earnings are coming in the coming week. So do you think Delta Airlines can go up or go down by looking at this chart? So again, right, you have multiple softwares telling you what can happen. So here price came all the way from the top, price came all the way to the bottom. It did a double bottom, right? It came down, tried to go up, again went down. Now it is at a bottom, right? This is like oversold condition. Then let's go to the next software. This is telling that price came to the bottom, went up, again coming all the way to the bottom, it is close to the bottom. And now let us open this software. Right here, it went all the way to $50. There was a big sell order block. It came all the way down. There is a 27 million, 27.5 million. You can see a doji candle here, right? It came all the way down. So again, as I told you yesterday, we made the modification to price pulse where you have a trend line support here, right? Price came all the way to the trend line support, and there are some big companies ready to buy the stock. So there is a high possibility for Delta Airlines to bounce back post the earnings. So your multiple software, right? Each software is like your friend. This is telling that now we are at a bottom. This is telling now we are at a bottom. This is telling now we are at a bottom, right? Your RSI is 23, 32. That means it is oversold. There is a high possibility, right? Again, for anything it is 80 to 85%. There is always exceptions, but 85% probability for the stock to bounce back post the earnings for Delta Airlines. So that's it. If you put $1,000 on this, if you put another thousand, maximum you if it goes up, you may make 3,000, 4,000 in one stock. If it goes down, $1,000 is your risk. So out of 10 trades, we'll win 8 trades. So that's it, right? All we need is if we can win that 8 trades, invest 1,000 into each, right? If we want to buy a call, buy 37 call, 38 call, something. If it goes up, we can make some nice profit. So always look whether we are at a bottom or let us say some stock is at the top, close to a trend line resistance, then there might be a drop, right? For example, if I see GLD, let us say gold. Now gold is right again. That's one more mistake. Everybody thinks that oh, gold is going up, going up. Now gold went all the way to the top, right? GLD stock. So if you buy puts for GLD for next 6 months, next 1 year, you may make huge profits because it moved so much high. Retail traders, we try to buy GLD now, but it moved so much within last 6 months. So if you see here, it went all the way to the trend line resistance. This here, if you see, it went all the way to the top, did a double top. There is a possibility for GLD to drop big, right? Because when tech stocks start going up, GLD, because it moved so much quick, there can be a big drop on GLD, GC, all those things. So it is very important for us to buy close to the bottom, sell close to the top. But we try to do we think like, oh, gold is going so much up, we buy at the top, and immediately it will start dropping. So it is very, very important for us to identify, understand where is the top, where is the bottom. Based on that, we need to buy or sell. So yeah, again, to going back, this is another strategy where in this volatile situation, because yeah, again, we took some losing trades also last week because we anticipated some um, right for day trading. It is little risky now because each candle, right, one candle in NQES is going up suddenly 20 points, 40 points, 100 points, dropping 30, 40 points. So that is little risky situation. So but this is where your risk is low irrespective of market condition. Before the market close, you buy the earning trades. Before the market close, you buy the earning trades. Before the market close, you buy the earning trades. 7 out of 8 out of 10, we can make gains. So the new season is starting from Friday again. So again, that means a lot of banks will report. Then again, Tesla, Netflix, Nvidia, you will have a lot of opportunities. So that is one more way because I know most of you might have invested some good stocks at a high prices. Your 401ks might be at a bottom. So there is a good opportunity where you can recover some of those losses using the earning strategy. Then another, so for these two, you need to have money in your accounts, right? For strategy one, which is buying good ETFs at a low prices, at a weekly support or monthly support. That is one strat. Second strategy is just buying earnings, closing them in the next day morning. Buy earnings, close the next day morning. That is second strategy. Then the third strategy is where we have something called as prop firms, where you don't need to have your own money, right? You can take advantage of these prop firms which will be ready to give you right give you the capital to invest in trading, right? You can see hundreds of success stories, right? For example, if you see this example, hey Kishore, one more fantastic day, thanks again for all help and guidance. It is a pro account, right? He is making $10,000 in each account each day. At the end of the day, you can go and withdraw that money, and he can do with one company, he can do with 10 accounts or 5 accounts of this take profit trader, he can do with 20 accounts of Apex, he can do same trade if he is taking ES or NQ or gold, whatever it is. The same thing he is doing in multiple accounts. So without risking your own money, if you can make this type of profits, 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 each day, and at the end of the day, you can go and request for the payout. So that is where you have another great potential now because markets are right. Sometimes if gold is moving up, silver is moving up, or ES is dropping, NQ is dropping, you have an opportunity without using your own money, or your account might be at a deep loss. You don't want to touch your account now. You want to wait until confirmation. Until that time, you can take advantage of this prop firm trading where you don't need to use your own accounts, right? There are thousands of success stories, right? There are so many people, uh, right? Another 10K profit day. Right? So again, I am not saying that everybody who joins will make this money from day one, right? For everything, there is a learning curve, right? We studied for 15 years, 20 years to make 100K, 120K per annum. Here, people are making 10K per day, 20K per day. So you have to understand how much practice, how much learning, how much patience you need to have to get to that sort of income. But the potential is there where you don't need to invest your own money, where you need to have patience. We all make some mistakes. We all blows evaluation accounts, performance accounts as part of the process. It is not like, right? If it is very easy, then everybody will leave their jobs. Everybody will only do trading. But again, it is not also impossible. There are companies like Take Profit Trader where you can go and start taking the payouts every day. At the end of the day, you can go and if you make 40,000, you can go and request for 80% of that money. So there are many members who are making the 10K day, 10K in each account. If they have 4 5 accounts, that is 50K in a pro account, right? That is like a real cash. They are not risking their own money. They are. So all we need to do is for prop firm trading, you go to, for example, let us say ES is one of the most liquid ticker, right? We have to use smaller time frames. When you are doing earnings, when you are doing long-term investment, you have to use higher time frame. When you are doing something like this one, we need to go to a smaller time frame like 5 minutes. So always price generally moves between a trend line support and then trend line resistance. We have, right, you have a table which shows like, oh, what is the overall momentum, what is the big companies are doing, what is the overall trend. If the trend is looking right, if you see the trend is bearish, the momentum is bearish, money flow is bearish, that means big companies are selling more and more. That means overall trend is bearish here. This is the trend strength, right? That is indicating, okay, are the bears strong or not? So here it is telling that, oh, bears are very strong. There is volatility in the market. It is not choppy. It is moving nicely up and down. So you just wait for the sell signal, right? For example, now I can go to some indicator like T33. So in T33 also you can see that price come to the bottom. You ignore the buy signals. If the trend is bearish, you ignore the buy. Now you got a sell, right? It went touch with the trend line resistance, started dropping. You got a sell signal. You immediately take a short. It came all the way to the bottom. You take the profit. Again, you got a buy. Ignore it. Don't take it because the trend is looking right. Mainly, we look at 1, 5, 15. If all those three are red, you only look for the sell opportunities. If you get a buy, that's okay, right? You can leave that. You can ignore that buy opportunity because sometimes that buy can be only very small. Suddenly, it can drop. When there, for example, if you see some ticker which all these are completely green, then only you look for buy opportunities. You ignore the sell opportunities when the trend is bullish. If the trend is bearish, you only look at the sell opportunities. Price all right. Price will never keep dropping. It will always right. If you see here, it went up, then did all the drop. You got one, two candles went up, some 10 candles down. Again, it went up, some two, three candles up, 10 candles down. Again, it went up, it can go down. So again, your software is telling that it went up, dropped. Again, it is trying to go up, but even while going up also, it is not completely all blue. It went little bit up, again you got red candles. So that means the overall trend is bearish. If the trend is bearish, you focus on the sell signals. If the trend is bullish, let us go to something like gold. So the trend is looking mainly right. Most of this, if you see the first three columns, momentum, money flow, trend, that is mainly bullish. That means whenever you see a buy signal, you can buy the stock, you can buy the option calls, right? If the trend is bearish, you can do bear calls, you can do puts like that. So mainly, or right, if you are only want to look at futures, then okay, gold is if something is mixed green and blue, right? For day trading, mainly you look at 1, 5, 15. If you are trading in your personal account, it is better you look in all different time frames because you can hold for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever time you want. But if you are doing mainly for prop firm trading, you look at 1, 5, 15. If all these three are red, you look for sell signals. If all the three are green, you look for buy. If they are mixed, some green, some red, you can ignore. There are so many tickers, right? Every day you will have some ticker where these will be completely red, or these will be completely green. There might be some tickers which are mixed, some green, some red. You ignore those tickers. But if some tickers are completely red, you focus on the sell signal. Whenever you get a sell, just to buy, do a short. Whenever you get a buy, all right, you do a short. It will come all the way to the trend line support. Then you close the trade. Again, wait for the next sell signal. Again, it will drop. Again, you take a short, you make money. So you can be one of those members who is making such type of gains, right? Who is making that 5,000, $10,000. All right. All we need to do is that follow that process, follow that approach, right? One more thing you can also do is when you get a right overall it is bearish, right? Trend is bearish. Now we can go to 1 minute time frame, right? If 5 minutes is looking bearish, you go to 1 minute time frame. Whenever you get a sell signal in 1 minute, you short it, right? You keep shorting because in 1 minute you will have a lot more opportunities, right? In 5 minutes, you will have only one opportunity every half an hour or every 1 hour. Whereas if the trend is bearish, if you go to 1 minute time frame, whenever you get a T33 sell, you short. You got a T33 sell, you short. You got a T33 sell, you short. So you can see that your buy is very just 1 2 candles it went up. Your sell it dropped so much from all the way here to the bottom. Again you got a buy, just one candle up. Sell 1 candle up. Again so much drop. So if the trend is bearish, one is if you don't want to do lot of trades, you can just use 5 minutes, take a trade, make some 300, $400, and that 300, 400 you can get in, make in 10 accounts, 20 accounts, 50 accounts. You can multiply as much as you want because the same account, right? The same trade using replicant software, you can copy into. There are so many different companies which will allow you to take the same trade and make money, right? The same trade you can do in Allied Trader Fund, you can do in Take Profit, you can do in Tradify, you can do in FX, you can do in the Bullnox, you can do in Pudya Capital, Tick Tick Trader. All you are doing is, okay, the trend is bearish. Okay, I got a sell signal, let me short it. The trend is bearish, I got a sell signal, let me short it, right? Or go to 1 minute. If you want more opportunities, right? You are not a full-time employee, or you don't have too many meetings. You have some time where you can work in the evening and do trading in the morning. Then you can even go to 1 minute. You see the okay 1 minute 5:15 are red. So okay, let me take advantage of all the sell opportunities, all the sell signals, and then you will have 40, 50 opportunities every day. All you are looking is one good opportunity. This will make $500 in one account. If you copy the same trade in 5 accounts, that is a $2,500 on that single, right? Just only one trade. I'm not even talking about all so many trades every day, right? Even if you just take one trade, you are at a trend line resistance. The trend is bearish. You got a sell signal. This is at the top. It started dropping. This is at the top. It started dropping. Then that is good enough. You don't need to worry about. You are not risking your own money, right? Your risk is minimal. With a minimal risk, you can make as much profit as you want because you can copy the same trade into 10 accounts of one company, or 10 accounts of company one, 10 accounts of company two, 10 accounts of company three, 10 accounts of company four. You can do as much as you want. There is no restriction on how many account, how much you can, right? Because in IT job, even if you put 20 hours every day, if they have to cut down the employees, they won't see all those things, right? If you are an experienced employee getting a 120, $150 billing rate, they will fire you first. They won't think, oh, you worked so hard, you kept a lot of your family hours, worked for the company. You will be the first one to be fired if you are getting paid more, because instead of you, they can have two, three small, right, junior employees, and they can get the work done. Or with the help of AI, they can get the work done. So this is another. way where we can make with the right. If market has volatility, that is always good. If, so look at the trend. That is your number one step. If the trend is looking bearish, wait for the sell signals. If the trend is looking bullish, wait for the buy signals. If you get a buy at the bottom, that is good. If you get a sell at the top for a bearish, that is the best opportunity. You will make a lot of money. And then if you see some mix of them, ignore the ticker. There will be always, if not ES, you have NQ. If not NQ, you have natural gas. If not natural gas, you have crude oil. If not crude oil, you have gold. If not gold, silver, platinum. So many tickers. You don't need to restrict to ES or NQ every day. If they are showing you a complete bearish trend or bullish trend, you focus on the ticker for the day. If natural gas is completely bearish, just you can focus on natural gas. If natural gas is showing that, okay, in 1 minute it is red, 5 it is red, 15 red, 1 hour red, daily red, money flow in all right, except 1 minute you can right. The only for small time, the big companies might be doing some buying. But in a longer time, always your higher time frames carry more weightage, more priority. If they are doing more and more sell off, then that's a great opportunity. So if these three columns are mainly looking bearish, whenever you get a sell, that's a perfect opportunity. Whenever you see a buy or whenever you make 100 to $200, you close. Again, you got a sell. Again, you short it. Again, you got a sell. Short it. Right? This one you will make $400 500. Again, this one you got $400 500. Again, you got a sell. It will easily make $400 500. So just you use that opportunity. Whenever trend is bearish, you go to the smaller time, right? Either if you want, you can also stay in 5 minutes, you take the trades, or you can go to a lower time frame, like 1 minute, you take the trades in the same direction. Don't go against the trend. Just if the trend is bearish, you take the trades in the sell side. If the trend is bullish, you take the trades in the buy side. That too, if you get close to the trend line support, that is much better. Right? What is trend line support? As I told you, price will always move between this green line and the orange line. So this is the trend line support. This is the trend line resistance. So always, if ticker is bullish, try to buy close to the bottom. If the ticker is bearish, try to sell close to the resistance. That is how you will make nice profits with each and every trade. Or 80, right? Even if you make 8 out of 10 times, you make profit with the help of trader weight, with the help of this thing, right? We have some strategies where, right, if you go to YouTube and see, for every event within 1 day, you can complete your evaluations. We are predicting based on our indicators, we are predicting whether the direction can go up, go down every time consistent, right? For earnings, for these. So within 1 day, you can go from stage one to stage two. Once you go to stage two, right? Stage one is where you have to show them that you can make money. Stage two is where you can make the real money. So for stage two, you can slow down, right? Instead of taking NQ, maybe take MNQ, because that is the real money. If you don't want to take risk, right? You want to go slow and make some nice profits every day, even with two MNQs. If you take every sell signal, right? If you go to 5 minutes, whenever price goes to the top, you get a sell signal. You can just take 3 or 4 MNQs and you can confidently hold the trade without worry. You won't get panic, right? Because you are only taking MNQs, your fear levels will be very, very low, because you won't see suddenly 300, 400 loss, right? Within this candle, it can be move 40 points up and down. When you are doing a with NQ, even though we know the trend is bearish, even though we know that it will go down, but your emotions will play suddenly, because the candle, right here, if you see this particular candle from nearly 17,840 to 17,690, 150 points, 140 points. So even though we know trend is bearish, NQ is going down, within this candle, there can be a lot of up and downs. You feel panic. Suddenly you see 500, 600, 700 loss. You feel panic. You close the trade immediately. That will make $2,000 gain. You feel like, oh, I made a mistake, right? You again, when it goes to the bottom, sometimes you may take a shot, but that is at a trend line support now. Again, you take a shot, it will start going up. So that's where that controlling emotions and understanding, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. So I need to try to short close to the top. If it is a bearish ticker, I always focus on sell signals at the top. If it is a bullish ticker, I always try to buy close to the bottom. That's what, right? That one simple rule, if we can remember and follow, we'll be successful. But while trading, sometimes that emotions will play. We take wrong decisions. We take some wrong trades. We blow our evaluation accounts perform. But instead of losing your real hard-earned money, you are losing maybe the $30 account, $50 account, $100 account. Your risk is minimal. If you make it, complete evaluation using our strategies during the event times, then use MNQs, MES during the normal time trading. Then even if you make $300 with one account, copy that into five accounts, copy that into 10 accounts. That is a $2,000, $3,000 each day, right? And you can, once you gain confidence, you go to one more company, right? Instead of take profit trader, now I'll also take Tradify. Instead of the right only playing with take profit and Tradify, I can add Bullnox, I can add Purdia, because all these companies are telling you the same thing, right? Okay, use these ES, use NQ, use GC, use CL, show that you can make money. If you can show them that you can make money, and if you because we have copy trading software called Replicanter, you are taking the same trade, but the same rate, you are only clicking on this buy sell button. If the trend is bearish, this is going, I got a sell signal. I got a sell signal close to the top. Okay, I will click on sell. Right? You are not, right? If you have to do two jobs, you have to take the calls of that job, you have to take calls of this job, you have to do so many different things. But here, whether it is one company, two company, five companies, 10 companies, 50 accounts, 100 accounts, your effort is the same thing. All your learning is the same thing. All your practice is for the same thing. Understand, okay, trend is bearish. I am at a trend line resistance. I see a sell signal. You are just clicking on the sell button. Or you see trend is bullish, right? This is mainly looking green. Okay, now I got a buy signal. Click on the buy, it goes up, you take the profit. So that is where you can scale up as much as you want. You can you start slow, because everybody, right, including me, or right, I blown all my accounts on Thursday after hours, right? I know, I expected there will be a drop, right? Because yes, if you see in daily or weekly, ES was showing it was at the top, so I expected that there will be a negative news. But suddenly, before the negative news, they bounced the market and they dropped it so much. So I blown my evaluation PA accounts on Friday, right, Thursday afternoon or something. But that is part of, right. Instead of risking your own money, we may lose it. But again, next day, again, right, on Friday morning, we took the event. We converted many of the accounts into performance accounts again. So that is like how there will be failures. There will be, right. It is not very easy, but if you can practice, there is unlimited potential. You can, I can show you 50 examples who are making $10,000 every day with one account, right? Just one account, they are making $10,000 without risking their own money. So many of them already shared the success stories. Some of them because of their visa situation or because of their job situation, right? Some of them don't want to come and talk in public, but they share their screenshot, they share their success. They are happy to share, right? How it is, right? Changing their life. So I hope, right, even if you teach to your kids, they understand that, okay, if I see this mainly red, I have to focus on sell signals. If I see this mainly green, I focus on buy signals. If I am close to the green line, if this is green, I have to do the buys. If this is mainly looking red, if then I have to focus on the sell signal. It all you are doing is that's it, right? Looking at the color, if this is red, my priority is sell signals. I'll avoid the buy signals. If this is green, mainly green, gold, silver, something metals are moving good, let us assume. Then, okay, I will focus on the buy signal. That too, if it is coming right, I should not buy somewhere here. I should buy at a bottom. If I sell, I should sell close to the top. I should not sell somewhere here at the bottom, right? I should not buy somewhere at the top. Buy at the bottom, sell at the top. Buy for bullish, sell for the bearish. That's it. If you remember that simple rule, there is, right, all the money you lost in your 401ks, IRAs, or whatever it is, you can be one of those members who are making 10K, 20K, right? This is just one, two accounts. If you can make the same with five accounts one day, to yeah, again, there are so many examples every day, right? Because sometimes I don't share so that you get if you make 500, you may not stop. You feel like, oh, others are making 10K, let me also make 10K. That person might have practiced for 6 months. But if you are in your week one, week two, you try to, after 500 also, you try to go up, suddenly market will take back all the profits. So that's why it is important for you to start slow. Once you gain experience, you can keep trading more and more, or you can add more accounts. Start with one account, two accounts, and then you can go bigger and bigger, right? There are some members, even though they are paying the fee, whenever they make $10,000, they send a gift to me. They send a $500. Yeah, right. Even though I say no, you are already paying fee. I'm not doing some free service here, but they are so happy that, oh, because of these tools, because of this completely changed my life. I was just trading with emotions. I was just trading without understanding why I'm buying, I'm selling. Now I understand, okay, this is what, okay, this is the higher time frame trend. This is the multi time frame analysis. Okay, I see that on higher time frames we are bearish, so I need to only take the sell signals. I need to take sell here, like that. There are, right, I can send you so many examples like that, where in addition to paying the fee, they want to give something extra. Uh, that is how your life can change. You don't need to worry about the jobs, because you can do it from India, you can do it from UK, you can do it from anywhere, and you can scale up as much as you want. And irrespective of whether ES is dropping, NQ is dropping, gold is going up, whatever it is, you take the advantage of the market moves, you take the trades, and you can make the profits. So that is how, these are the three strategies. One is wait for some good ETFs to give you the buy opportunity. When those big companies are buying, you also buy along with them. So that can, in 1 year, that can give 500%, 1000% returns. Don't miss those opportunities, right? This is where we need to buy. We should not buy here. We should buy here. That is strategy one. Strategy two, your earnings play 80% of the time, right? If not 85, 80% of the time you'll make money, but you have to use a similar amount, right? What do you mean by similar amount? You have to always look at, okay, if XPEV is bearish, right? If one put is $2, if you have a $30,000 account, 3% for each trade, that means $1,000 is you want to risk on each trade. So don't buy 10 contracts, 20 contracts for every trade. You always see that, okay, if 30,000 account, 3% for each trade, 1K, approximately 1K. So, okay, if put is $2, I'll buy five contracts. Or if I'm doing a bear call, I am collecting $200, or the spread is between 25, 27, that means $2 risk, and I am collecting $100. So my net risk is $100. So I have to do 10 contracts. So if you do 10 here, like that, you right, even though you win eight trades, you lose two trades. Suddenly, if the trade where you are paying more premiums, if that goes loss, all the profits from other trades will go become zero. And that is where a lot of new traders are make mistakes, or that is where, even though we give 80% success, because you don't use a consistent position size, you don't use a consistent amount for all the trades, you can see that issue where, right, even if you're buying stocks, if you have a $50,000 account, right? Suddenly next week, let us see FOMC, CPI, PPI, we have all major events. There is lot of drop. Maybe next 1 2 days we may see further drop. Wednesday, Thursday we may see a reversal. If Nvidia is at $80, right? Let us say Nvidia is at 80, SOXL is at $7, or AMD is at $70, Tesla is at, let us say, $200. right? SOXL, SOXL is at $7. So then you use, if you have 50,000 account, 4% for each stock. Okay, Nvidia $80, I'll buy some 15 stocks. AMD, I will buy some 20 stocks or 19 stocks. Right? Tesla, I'll buy some 10 stocks. SOXL, I may buy some 290 stocks. So you are risking same amount on all the stocks. So even if one of the stock goes little bit down, your overall portfolio will be green. But if you buy 100, you buy 100, you buy 100, you buy 100. SOXL went up, AMD went up, Nvidia went up, but Tesla dropped another $30 down. Even though you are winning three trades out of four trades, one drop in Tesla will impact your entire account. You feel like, I am right, I am losing in trading. So that's why it is very important. Use consistent amount, whether it is options or stocks. If you use consistent amount, there will be a lot of good opportunities in the coming weeks. You can make huge, right? Especially for long term, there will be many great opportunities on this Wednesday, Thursday, because yeah, the drop was such a big drop, right? Every day we got a gap down. I mean, every day it dropped to 200, 300, 400 points. Nearly last 20, 30 years, it is like first time we got such a big drop. But that is where you have opportunities. That is where we need to take advantage of those opportunities. That is where the market will help you to make money. If you are buying here, you are already buying where it is at that peak. If you are buying a Dallas home, if he's saying 700K, if you are buying at 900K, you don't have much profit margin. It may go another 20K, 30K up. Suddenly, job market goes down, inflation goes up. It may go back to 400K, 500K. That is what we do. We buy with extreme greed. Suddenly, we buy, suddenly, prices start dropping. Whether it is stocks, whether it is real estate, whether whatever it is, we buy at extreme greed, we lose money. But if we can take the opportunity of these conditions where we are at a nice levels, nice weekly level, daily level, right? For day trading, it is different. For investing, it is different, right? Day trading is you are looking at smaller time frames, you are taking advantage. For investing, we have to look at weekly, monthly time frames when you see big companies are buying. We have to buy along with them. So that one trade will make you huge profit, right? That you see that Caravana example from $6 it went to $280. SOXL from $6 it went to $70 in 1 year. So don't miss such opportunities. This is the time to be. So if you lose in prop accounts, you are not responsible, right? Because they are doing an evaluation and you are taking uh, profits based on that. Uh, So again, people, right? When you trade with emotions, I'm not saying that everybody is making money with prop firm trading, right? Why prop firm trades are successful? Because whether you lose money or you gain money, they will make money. 90% of the traders trade with emotions. They cannot control their emotions. They see a sell signal at the bottom. They will do a short, right? Even though you are at a trend line support, you are at a bottom. You should not, right? You should try to sell at a top. You should try to buy at a bottom, and you should see the trend is in 1 5 15 1 hour daily it is bearish. Then we need to mainly look at the sell side trades. So again, right, I'm not nowhere that's what I told. If everybody can make $10,000 every day, nobody will be doing IT jobs, nobody will be even doing doctors. Everybody will do only prop firm trading. So but it is not impossible, right? If people like you are making, if it's not 1%, 2%, I have demonstrated many times where I made $10,000 in a live trade session. And I am showing you a lot of examples where people are making. It is not impossible, but it is not also very easy. You need some practice, you need some control of emotions, you need, that's what, right? Even after all this experience, I also make mistakes. I also blow my evaluation accounts, PA accounts, but it is part of the process. Instead of risking your own money, you are risking taking a small risk. If you make you can make huge money. If you lose, you are losing a small amount, because those companies know 95% of the traders trade with emotions. If you lose, then that whatever you are paying for that evaluation, even though it is $30, $40, that's a big profit for them. If you make nicely, if you are consistently trading, then they can copy your trades and they can copy in a big account, they can make profits. So whether you lose, they will make money, whether you gain also, they will make money. So if you trade with proper systematic approach, you will be successful. But 90% of us trade with emotions, right? We trade just based on your feelings instead of rules, systematic approach. We just trade based on, if you feel something, oh, it may drop, it may go up, we buy, we may, right? If it thinks it will drop, we. But if you follow that, okay, this is my step one. I have to look, okay, is the trend bearish or bullish? Okay, I looked at in all higher time frames. It is looking mainly red. Okay, though now I'll not touch the buy signal. Right? Don't think that, oh, I missed a good opportunity. It's okay. Because here your drop can be much higher, rather than you may see only two, three green candles, but you may see seven, eight red candles. By the time you go long, suddenly it may start dropping, because only at the end of this candle you know it is going up. You take it immediately, you got a red candle. You get panic, or you it hit the stop loss. So so that's what, right? Again, there is nothing. If something is very, very easy, then nobody will be doing any other job. Nobody will be doing IT. Nobody will be doing doctors. Nobody will be. It is definitely, it needs practice. It needs a lot of emotional control. It needs a lot of following the systematic approach. We all know that walking is very good for us. But how many of us take time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour every day to walk, right? Maybe 5%, 10%. The remaining 90% will take it easy. In the same way, in trading also, it is, we can make money, but do you have the discipline to follow the rules? Do you have the discipline to trade without emotions, trade with a proper systematic approach? If you are one, you will be like those successful people. If you are not, you are, but instead of risking your huge money in your real account, you are minimum, you are, this is like your training fee to get your discipline right. Right, you are, if you blow one account, 10 accounts, 20 accounts, right, all the people who are making money, it is not that from day one they started making money. Everybody made mistakes, everybody blown EA accounts, everybody blown PA accounts, but after a certain time they understand that, oh, if I try to trade with emotions, with FOMO, it will not work. I am losing more and more money by blowing my accounts. I have to follow certain rules. I have to do this. Okay, if this is trend is bearish, this is close to the top. There, if I get a sell signal, I have to take a shot. If the trend is bullish, if I see a buy signal, I am close to the bottom, I have to go long. So that's what, right? That's what is, whether you want to be that successful person, or you want to look at other eight people who are failing and you want to be one. It is up to you, right? Whether you want to change your life, whether you want to give a better life to your family, whether you want to avoid the risk of losing a job and having a backup income, it is up to you. I'm not, right. No way I'm saying that if you start trading, use prop firms or use earnings or do whatever it is, right? I'm not saying that we are making 100%. I'm not saying all 500, 600 members are making money. There are still a lot of members who are struggling, but it is part of the process. Just like when you start driving, when you start walking, you will not be successful on day one. You will make mistakes. But if you maintain that persistence, if you maintain that patience, you will be successful. The members, right, if you watch the success stories, they got, they were demotivated, they were disappointed, they were nearly into a depression, but they did not stop there. They took it as a challenge, and now they are making 10K, 20K, 30K per day. So that is what differentiates between a successful, a superstar, and an ordinary person. A person who will never accept the defeat, who will try to, with the persistence, with patience, with practice, who tries to move up, they will be successful. If you take a defeat and if you feel like, oh, this is not working out for me after one attempt, two attempts, then you will be at the same situation. You may move to another group, you will lose. You will go to another group, you will lose. You will go to another group. You feel like all these groups are scams. We don't understand whether the mistake is with the group or whether the mistake is with our emotions or with our psychology, with our mindset, with our right. I am not using a consistent position size. I am not using whenever they say trim, I am not taking the profits. Whenever they say book the profits, I am still waiting for more profits. There can be a lot of reasons, right? I'm not saying that every trade we give will make money, but 8 out of trades will give you money. Two trades will, you may say that, oh, I only took the two trades, right? We cannot help, right? If I give only two trades, there is no guarantee that only those two trades will make money because people will be busy at different times. We give more trades so that if you are in a meeting, you can take some other opportunity. If somebody is taking only that one trade, two trades every time out of those 10 trades, that is what is outside, right? We cannot help such members. Or so that's what with anything, right? Whether it is your IT job or your kids, right? The same teacher teaches, but one student will get a 100% marks, one student may get 40% marks. So is the problem with the teacher or is the problem with the kid? We need to understand that. So same thing with trading or uh, with alerts, whatever it is. It also depends on our emotional control, our systematic approach, our following the rules, which differs from a successful person to a non-successful as of now. Again, right? It doesn't mean that if you are not successful today, it doesn't mean that you are not successful, right? Some people need little more time for that emotional control to get right. Following the rule is easy. Understanding the rule, anybody can understand that. Oh, if the table is red, I need to focus on sell. I need to wait for the top to go and do the sell. If the table is looking bullish, I need to wait for buy signals. I should buy closed. So that is even a simple small kid, 10-year kid can understand the rule. But when the live market is moving up and down, controlling the emotions, the psychology is the most difficult thing or most complex thing, which yeah, for some members they can control in few weeks. For some member it will take months. For some members it may take years also because based on their emotion control, right? They fear too much about losing, or they are not happy with after making 300 $400, they want to wait for $1,000. Suddenly it goes up, suddenly you get a so all those factors, right, remain. So again, in no sense I am telling that everybody who is using the indicators making a lot of money, who is using alerts making a lot of money. There is always people who make money. There are always people who lose money, but it is not easy, but it is not also impossible. It is not difficult if you follow the rules. So after how many days you can continue to start following the rules? It depends on you. Right? I hope you all agree. And again, if you follow the rules, again, if you are doing prop firm trading, you are not investing your own money. So you are, if you are following a rule, you will make nice, right? I can do a live session tomorrow. I can show my pro account or my anyone account in live session. I'll show you how I can make from 150 to 160,000, 150 to 155,000 by following the rules, right? Or yeah, at the end of the day, I can show you. Okay, I use these five take profit trader accounts. I use this five light trader fund accounts. And I'm not saying that every day I may make the same amount, right? There might be some days where I might be emotional, or right, I might be s- strained. I might be taking some wrong trades. But 80% of the time, whether with earnings or with the prop firms, 80% of the trades we make profits. BTC USD, is it possible to with 15 to yeah, again, right? These markets, futures market, or these ones are nearly 23 hours a day. If it starts from Sunday evening, goes until Friday 4 p.m. Sunday 5 p.m. to Friday 4 p.m. Central, every day 23 hours. So even though you are busy 12 hours, 14 hours at your work, you in the morning time, right, from 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., very right nice market conditions without too much of volatility, without too much of big bounces, downs. You follow the strategy, you make money. Or in the evening time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central with gold, silver, platinum, copper. You follow the strategy, you will make money. So yeah, even though you are a full-time employee, you can use this approach. Second thing, BTC USD. Okay, let's see BTC USD. So you tell me like what is the trend now for BTC USD by looking at the table. So for day trading, do you think you should buy now or you should sell now? You should wait for a sell, right? Your complete table is bearish in all time frames. So the trend is very bearish. So if you now you got a sell signal close to the top. If you take a short, it may come to the bottom, or you wait for the next sell signal, right? Or you want to do for a long term, right? For swing trade, you go to 1 hour and see. In 1 hour also, it is looking very bearish. You got a sell signal around 83 470. Now it is 82 369. It is looking very bearish. You go to daily, so it is looking bearish, right? Sellers are in control. If you see here, sellers are in control. Very right. Your bottom is somewhere here. Your top is here. It is dropping. So there is chance of further drop. So if you go and see price pulse, you see that there is a that around 68,000, 66,000 is where you have some buyers. That means there is much more potential drop in Bitcoin. So until that time, you only wait for you look for the sell signals. Whenever you get a sell signal, you take a short. You don't look for the buy opportunities. Yeah, that's it, everyone. So again, it is up to you. I'm not saying that it is easy, but it all depends on your appetite to learning, your appetite to follow the process, your appetite to follow the discipline. If you are a disciplined trader, you have a potential. If you feel like I am not disciplined, then trading is not for you. Don't even try to yeah, invest or put time into trading. If you feel like you cannot control your emotions, it is risky. Yeah, I'll share the recorded session in some time. So again, right, one thing is you if you have the indicators, you can use the indicators for stocks, you can use it for options, you can use it for futures, you can use it for whatever you want. If you are an investor, you use higher time frames like daily, weekly. If your daily is showing a buy somewhere around 67,000, 68,000, that is where you can put some investment, right? If your daily is showing, well, right here at 97,000, you have lot of sell orders. At 105, you have lot of sell orders. Is it a premium zone? That is where you short the Bitcoin, you make money. 66, 67 is where you have buyers. That is where you can keep buy some here, buy some here, buy some here, or you can wait until this 50,000, right? 50,000 is the maximum it can go down. But yeah, as of now, we have some buyers waiting at 65,000. There is a high possibility it can reverse from the 65,000. So it's all about, yeah, taking time to learn, waiting, whether you are a day trader, swing trader, long-term investor. If you are a long-term investor, use daily and weekly. If you are a swing trader who want to take opportunities for every 3 days, 5 days like that, use 1 hour or 4 hours. If you are more of a scalper day trader, use 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. If you are a scalper, use 1 minute, 2 minutes. Look at the trend, you take the trades in 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you are the day trader, use 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you take the trades by based on the right. Overall, you look at the trend. Based on the trend, you take the trades in 5 minutes or 10 minutes for day trading. That means you want to open the trade, close the trade on the same day. You want to avoid any overnight news. Suddenly, Trump may announce something, China may announce something. You want to avoid those, then you can do it. So to avoid that overnight news, that's where I shared all the strategies. One is using this approach. Wait for the proper levels, you buy those ETFs. Second approach is earnings, irrespective of how market moves. Based on the earnings report, suddenly it can move big or move down. The third approach is you are not risking your own money. You are putting some little amount buying those value stage one accounts. If you make good stage one, they will give you stage two. Then you can be one of those persons. You can you can. It takes practice. It takes time. On day one, you will not become. You will not make 10,000 within 1 month. You will not make within 2 months. It depends, right? It all depends on your discipline. You are following the rules. So if anybody want to take a challenge, I can show you tomorrow. I can do a live session. I can show you again, right? If I am scalping quickly, if you are not a scalper, you may not, right? It is like you are trying to follow me in a New York traffic. If I am scalping for every 10 seconds, if I'm quickly, I see that it is at the top, I got a sell signal, I quickly scalp two contracts, three contracts, again it goes down, again I go a little bit down, I scalp it, I go a little bit up, I take short. So you need to understand the logic rather than trying to see that, oh, where when he's selling, let me also go and click on the sell button. When he's buying, let me go and click on the buy, right? Especially when you are, if I am trading in a higher time frame like 15 minutes or something, you can follow it. But when I am trading on 1 minute or something, it is difficult for you to follow and take the trade. So that's where that learning is important, where you understand, okay, is right, because once you understand the logic, you can do it whenever you want. You can get up at midnight, you can get up at morning 5 a.m. It is up to you. You are completely independent. When you try to uh, follow me, especially in the morning time, because I'll be quick, because 1 minute will give you 40, 50 opportunities, 100 opportunities every day with just a yes. So whenever I see that it is, yeah, it can go up, it can go down, I take the trades. 80% of the time I make money. There will be 20% of the time either I take stop loss, I may take losses, I may blow some accounts sometimes. It happens, right? It is not that every time we win or every time we make money. There is always that sudden news event, sudden things can happen. So, but yeah, again, right? These are the ways where you can utilize the current market conditions without risking your. One is first two situations are where you use your money, where you can take advantage of the current market conditions. So third one is where you don't need to use your own money, you take the advantage of current market conditions. There is a lot of negativity in the market. There is a lot of trade war going on between US, China, and a lot of other countries. So it is not settled as of now. Still, it is bearish. I'm not saying that it will start moving up, right? But maybe in a week or two, there will, because it dropped so much, because there are some big companies looking to buy in some time. Don't miss those opportunities, because after 3 months you feel like, oh, that was a great opportunity, I missed it. During COVID, all the stocks were 90% discount. We missed those opportunities. In 2022, with the Ukraine Russia war, a lot of stocks were at 90%. We missed that opportunity. Whenever it goes up, we feel like we missed that opportunity. Whenever it goes down, you feel right. You feel panic to buy. So that's where you don't try to time the market. Try to put your time in the market, and you will have some great opportunities. So yeah, that's it, everyone. Have a nice, great rest of the week, and we have a setup session at 4 p.m. today. If any members want to, yeah, either use the indicators, learn, grow big, we are here to help you. There are a lot of other community members also sharing their tips, sharing their success stories, telling how they are making. It is not just learning from me, you learn from a lot of other members also. So it is up to you whether you want to take an opportunity or not. It is completely up to you. So yeah, I'll share the recording in some time on the US equities and all the other channels. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Have a nice rest of the weekend and talk to you in the evening 4 p.m. session. All the subscriptions are whenever you start, that is 30 days from that day.